It's time for another episode of The Oil Stream with Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola, presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
.12:03 on a Wednesday. Welcome inside the Oil Stream. What's going on, everybody? Thank you very much for being here. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, or, of course, you can hit us up in the Nasty Chat today as well. As Sobkirk says, smash the thumbs up. Let's do that. Dr. Gonzo is in it and says, what is happening? Dr. Gonzo, we don't know. We are about to find out. This is great. This is perfect. Surveyor Brett just texted in. He's got some Popeye's wings. They look absolutely delicious. It's got the side mac and cheese too. It says, even though Maddie has declared war on me, we are still supporting the sponsors because advertising works. As he dives in, one wing's already gone. What do you got on there? Mustard? What is that, Brett? What is that? It looks delicious. Damn, we should have ordered some of those today. Tommy, what's up, buddy?
Hey, that does look awesome.
Does that not look good? Looks real nice.
Looks real nice. That's not mustard. No.
No, it's which flavor is that?
Honey barbecue? No.
Well, I'm trying to look. It's a little bit of a yellow sort of sauce on there.
Yeah.
So it's not the signature hot, I don't think.
No, it's not signature hot.
Is that honey barbecue?
Honey barbecue. I'm
probably
thinking it's
the honey barbecue. That's probably the honey barbecue. That's
Yep.
definitely the honey barbecue.
And great choice with the mac and cheese option.
Never had the mac and cheese side.
Why? What is wrong?
Because I love the Cajun fries that they have.
Those
I'm
are
going to have
very
Cajun
good.
fries. I can make mac and cheese at home.
I know.
I can't make excellent Popeyes only style Cajun fries at home. So that's why I go with the Cajun fries.
No, I understand that, but I always find that a mac and cheese at a restaurant, whether it be fast food or sit down, it's different and it's better than anything I can make at home.
The best mac and cheese I've ever had, and nothing, I mean, I haven't had Popeyes. Maybe it would be the best mac and cheese I've
that's
ever
my go-to side at Popeyes is the mac and
Surveyor
cheese.
Brett says those are the garlic parms. What?
Oh.
I don't think those are the garlic parms that I had when they dropped the
Well,
wings off.
they
here.
look saucy.
Did Glue Guy screw us when he brought in those wings?
No,
Remember, he
no.
picked them up that day.
No. Maybe they didn't have
Maybe
the
he
ones
did.
we had didn't have as much sauce.
Damn, those look good.
Those look
Yeah, the
really
ones we had that day were, they did not have that much
I
sauce on them.
maximized it on my computer. Great,
Oh, yeah, so it
great
must
pick.
look great, yeah.
It looks awesome.
What was this? Oh, the Rook and Raven in Saskatoon. This place called the Rook and Raven.
Okay.
Best mac and cheese I ever had in my life.
What
And I
put
get
it
it with
over
like
the
a
top?
blackened chicken breast, and it had like the bacon. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Fraser was with me, and Evan Dawn was with me, and we were there for the Golden Bears National Championship tournament. And I remember we went to Rook and Raven, and it was so damn good. I was like, I have to come back to Saskatoon to have it again.
And you did.
I haven't been back.
Oh shoot.
No, but I would. I would drive from here to Saskatoon for the mac and cheese at the Rook and Raven. This text is in. Sonny D, are you messing with me right now? Sonny D's in and says, legit, Dusty, what is Touchdown Pacific? I mean,
Would you like me to enlighten?
Go ahead, Tommy. You pass it along.
The Canadian Football League, over the course of the past decade, has done this thing called Touchdown Atlantic in the hopes of getting a new team and franchise in the Maritimes, and that might become fruitful soon as we await the 10th team and its arrival. Now, they're taking the show on the road to the other coast, and this time Touchdown Pacific will be in Victoria, I believe. And it's just bringing the game to another destination. It's kind of cool. It was a good way to get the Argonauts out of Toronto for a game and maybe make some money. But at the same time, a nice way to showcase the CFL, which is a tremendous league and a lot of fun to go to and a great game. They're taking it to Victoria. So
BC Lions got a great thing going, man.
Yeah,
they got a great thing going.
Make it more than just a downtown Vancouver thing, you know?
And they're doing it Labor Day weekend, too, I believe.
Good,
I
because
think it's the Saturday of Labor Day weekend.
there are a couple of markets in the CFL where the Labor Day weekend means diddly squat, one of those being Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's
Which makes sense then, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's 6 teams that have purpose Labor Day weekend, and then the other 3 are just kind of, they're around. So this will be good.
CFL schedule should be out relatively shortly, so you can start planning.
Beautiful.
So I can start planning. So everybody can start planning.
Start planning.
CFL sched should be out here in the near future. from what I'm hearing. I don't know why we're talking about that on the oil stream, but a great crossover spot here at Edmonton Sports Talk.
Yep.
You can slide into the nasty chat. Of course, you can text us 780-218-9999. I am supposed to say congratulations to Colin Grant.
Yeah.
Colin Grant won these tickets that we got from 85 Welding Co. And he's going to be going to the game tomorrow. It's his birthday this weekend.
Happy birthday.
So
Congrats,
that's great. So congratulations to Colin Grant. He's got tickets to see the red-hot Edmonton Oilers trying to make it 9 in a row and tie a franchise record against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And we'll just get into how good are these Edmonton Oilers right now. If you want to chime in, 780-218-9999, or, of course, in the nasty chat as well, and lots of comments already flying in over there. Tommy, what was the key coming out of the post-game coverage last night?
Post-game, it was mostly that they were steady and they didn't fall into bad habits. Even though Chicago got the jump on them, 3 minutes into the game on that nice goal by Bedard, they just stuck with it, and they didn't play a really sexy game outside of McDavid and his line. And they just kind of chipped away at the Hawks, and they came away clean with 2 points. So that was the key to an 8th straight victory. Outside of that, PK continues to be really good, going for 2 for 2, and then the power play 1 for 2, a fortuitous bounce for Leon Draisaitl on his goal. And, if you're looking at maybe some, not really bad things, but things you look at and you go, well, that wasn't particularly great. You saw Chris Knobloch flip Draisaitl with Ryan McLeod. Maybe it was to get the wingers that Draisaitl started with, Kane and Brown, going a little bit, or maybe it was to get Draisaitl going, because he seemed kind of not indifferent, but moody early in the game, and then they made the switch. He got that lucky goal. I don't know. That line, we talked about it.
I think I mean, maybe I've got the bad read on it, but I think they made the move to get him away from his wingers. I thought Kane and Draisaitl. I thought Draisaitl got it going relatively well last night. Maybe not right off the bat, but I thought after that back check, that amazing back check.
Yes,
which would be great if it became regular and we wouldn't have to always point out that, my God, Leon Draisaitl made an amazing back check. But he blew past 2 guys, got the puck, stick lift, got the puck out. Yep. Amazing play. Yep. And then I thought he got going, and I didn't think Brown and Kane had it going. So I think they basically took him away from those guys to be like, Leon's moving tonight. Let's get him some wingers who are also moving. Your boy Yamark, I thought, was moving around the zone pretty good. And
he does that.
Fogel's always going to have his feet moving. So I honestly think it was, if you're actually, these aren't even negative things. These are just talking points now that are coming up out of what has been a really good thing for the Oilers here for the last little while.
I like that talking point.
But one of the key talking points last night would have been this switch, and I think it was made for Draisaitl. Here, Rick, I'll take that, and you can just plug that into the top of the computer again. I think one of the talking points is they just wanted to get Draisaitl away from Kane and Brown. Like, is that?
No, that's fair. There were a couple instances where there were plays at the blue line. It just seemed like that Brown and Kane were a little bit off, and the play died on their stick a little bit going into the offensive zone. And I think there was one point where Draisaitl kind of did want to the head tilt back, and it's like he's frustrated or grumpy, but. I think that's a better
I'd be
way
frustrated
to
too if I've been stuck with Connor Brown for the last 6 or 7 games.
He hit the post last night.
Cool. Is there a category for hitting the post?
No. That's a missed shot.
Jamie McLennan had the best line today.
What did he say?
On our show? He said, Connor Brown should be up for the Selke because he's been shutting Draisaitl down.
Oh.
And I just thought, my God, Noodles, that's savage.
That is
It's a pretty good line. But at the same time, what do we if I was Draisaitl, I'd rather play with Matthias Janmark or Fogel than Connor Brown right now. There comes a point where we can only say so many times, man, he's all around it. He's all over it.
He's not.
Put a puck in the net, man.
Well, he did the other day, but his line mate also killed that.
And technically Luke Hughes put that puck in his own net.
Touche.
So, let's be honest. He didn't technically shoot the puck into the net.
No, he did not.
So, as D. White says, he's staying. And I agree with that. He kills penalties for them. Mm-hmm. That's great. You can kill penalties being in the bottom 6 too. Mm-hmm. So let's continue this conversation because it came up today. How much longer before you give Sam Gagner a look up there? Because to be honest with you, Sam looked pretty good with Evander Kane earlier in the year. Did. And he's been more effective offensively than Connor Brown has. So how much longer is this top 6 leash on Connor Brown? Because what he's doing right now on the second line, and this is a positive, what he's doing right now in the second line could also be effective in the bottom six.
Yeah.
Skate hard, dig for pucks, blah, 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 not finish. That's where guys go in the bottom six. So, I don't know.
The bottom six is finishing lately. That's the thing. It's like, do you want to hinder the bottom six by putting the cooler, a.k.a. Connor Brown, on there right now? You're getting good performances from your bottom six. So
that's true.
Like, I don't know. What?
Rick!
What happened? What are you laughing at?
Jeff Merrick just tweeted that he's hearing Bruce Boudreau is in the mix to coach Team Canada at the Spengler Cup. No, that's okay. Did he leave? Yeah. Bruce Boudreau, who's one of my heroes.
You're going to work with him now.
Is in the mix to coach Team Canada at the Spengler Cup. Please, oh please, allow this to happen.
It's an Oil Stream miracle.
My God. Merrick, this better not be some John Morosi shit. Like, get this done. God,
sure
Filthy Bruce in Davos?
With Dusty Nielson?
Are
you
kidding
guys
me?
going to go to the top of the mountain and sit in the chalet together?
I will do whatever Filthy Bruce wants me to do. Like, my God, this could be so huge.
Wow.
For the Nielsen Show and Edmonton Sports Talk in general. If I can develop a nice little working relationship here with Filthy Bruce and be like, hey, Bruce, this was a great 2 weeks, man. Happy spending Christmas with you. Do you want to hop on the show every once in a while?
That would be lovely.
My God.
My God.
My God. This is in the office. Oh, my God, it's happening. Oh, my God, it's happening.
Gift. Yeah. That's good.
I got to reply, this better be true, Merrick.
This better be true.
God. Sorry, I got totally distracted. Wouldn't that be something? Filthy Bruce across the pond. I'll talk to him in whatever language they speak over there.
German?
They do.
Italian,
there's a different,
French?
like, there's so many different types of German. I haven't, but there's like Swiss German.
Yeah.
They use a bunch of, it's all over the place. But, wow, this is huge news. Where were we? What were we talking about?
It doesn't matter.
Here, at Popeyes, get your wings at Popeyes, one of the sponsors here of the Oil Stream, and they've got those delicious wings out right now that Surveyor Brett was texting in about a little bit earlier on. We were talking about Connor Brown, were we not?
We were talking about Connor Brown. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you're okay with Draisaitl and Kane carrying that line, which they clearly are, and you think you want to give Connor Brown a little bit more leeway, then you keep him up there. You don't touch the fourth line, which has been pretty good. And then you have the option now. You've done it once already where you flip the centerman or you move Brown off of that line. Then, yeah, maybe you can switch to Sam Gagner. But I don't know. It's weird because Chris Knobloch, I feel like, generally uses Sam Gagner reluctantly. And it was just last week where Gagner had a giveaway. I think it led to a goal.
It was 2 games ago, buddy.
Yeah, and he sat him for the rest of the game. He played him 1 shift in the third period, from what I remember, and just a couple in the. I think he had 4 shifts in the first, 3 in the second, maybe 1 in the third, and then, being a good veteran, Gagner's come back with some better performances and better decision making, and that's what he's got to do to stay in the lineup. So I don't know. Like I've liked Sam Gagner since he's come back. He's got 7 points in 15 games now,
playing nothing. Really, I mean, he's getting no minutes.
10 minutes last night.
Yeah.
I think for them, he's been good. He's been a pleasant surprise. His hips are holding up. I have no problems whatsoever with replacing Connor Brown, who has 1 point in 20 games, with Sam Gagner.
While playing in pretty juicy spots.
Juicy spots pretty much all season long. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. Would it happen?
What I think would possibly, how it would happen would be an in-game thing. Right.
How's Connor Brown doing?
The second line's not doing well. Brown's not doing well in the first.
Switch it.
Gagner's got a little bit of jump. And I'll say this, Gagner has jump. I mean, he usually, now it's limited, and who knows, maybe he can only handle the 10, 11 minutes. But he's got jump. And it's a talking point. They're not going to really touch with that. They don't need to touch much right now. They've won 8 in a row, for goodness sakes, and they've won them almost all of them rather comfortably. So things are clearly going very well right now.
And D-Rock Ryan has had a quietly good season. He's a plus player. They're not all plus players on the Oilers.
He's been what you needed of him in that spot, I would think.
That's why he's D-Rock.
Yeah, do you just call him D-Rock?
No, they call him D-Rock.
It's a horrible name.
Derek D-Rock. He's a rock. Just solid.
Sure. I don't know. I mean, at least they just don't call him Derricksy
Ew.
or Risey or whatever. D-Rock.
DR sometimes.
D-Rock, sure. I mean,
D-Rock,
that,
DR.
That works, I guess.
Sure.
D. White says, Gagne for Brown would make sense. Justin of Balgoni says you could put Janmark with Draisaitl and Kane.
Absolutely.
You could. And then you could play Fogle with McLeod and Connor Brown there. I mean,
yes, you could.
Those would be the two options. I mean, they're the other two guys who happen to be playing the right side right now. But yeah, Gagne or Matthias Janmark. Janmark looks mighty fine right now.
He looks steady.
He does. Yeah, he does.
Do you know?
He would provide more to that line. Actually, like Gagne, you're not sure. You're like, we'll see how it is. But Matthias Janmark is a better hockey player than Connor Brown.
Right now, yeah.
No, ever, I think.
Ever.
Like, we imagine, like, Connor Brown's not a 30-goal guy, man. He
Matthias
had 20
Janmark
goals
had
twice in his
19 once.
entire career. Yeah. So Connor Brown scored, a goal more than Matthias Janmark. I don't know. I feel like...
Are they
considering
equal?
the level that Connor Brown was at, right now they're not equal.
No,
and
obviously.
I'm not sure they'll ever be equal again. But considering the level that Connor Brown was at and the injury that he's been through, I don't know how much we should expect from him.
30 to 40 points.
30 to 40 points. You tell me if Matthias Janmark played in the Oilers' top six right now, he wouldn't give you 30 to 40 points this year?
He probably could.
100% he could. So, I mean, I think Janmark's a better player than Connor Brown. And that could be an option too. And then Brown plays with McLeod and Fogle. But like we said, they've won 8 in a row. Knobloch seems to be, even the switch last night with McDavid and Draisaitl certainly seemed like the right thing to do with Draisaitl and McLeod.
Yeah.
Seemed like the right thing to do. But I don't know. I mean, there's a guy who literally has been given a ton of offensive opportunity and has done nothing with it. If he was from Finland or Sweden right now, there would be articles written about how this was a god-awful decision. That's just the truth. You can't deny it.
That came up yesterday on the post-game show. About
Did it?
If
I watched
this was
a lot
JP,
of the post-game show. I think I might have missed
or maybe
that.
it was pre-game, but it was like, if this was JP, what would people be saying? JP was a lot more contentious. Just, he was a lightning rod.
From a fan base perspective?
From a fan base perspective.
From being around the room perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not going
I mean, he was certainly more productive than Connor Brown so far, but
yeah.
it's not. Yeah, I mean, he did something. I mean, like Connor Brown has literally done nothing.
This season,
Nothing.
he's done nothing. Correct.
But this is who Connor Brown is now.
What? Why is that who he is? He had his knee ripped up.
Yeah, but that's what I mean,
he's had
Tommy.
20 bad
Now
games.
he's a player who's had his knee ripped up in his career. Connor Brown's never going to be what Connor Brown was.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Can be.
What have you seen from him that makes you think he's going to be what he was before?
Hard work and tenacity. Right now, it's not leading to any offense, but he's respectable on the PK. And it takes time for these guys that come off of significant knee injury.
And that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm wondering. How much time does he have?
Well,
like, if Connor Brown finishes this year with 5 goals, and that could be it. Let's be honest.
Be
5 goals. Let's say he finishes this year with 8 goals, 15 assists, 20 to 25 points, which means he has to get red hot. What's his? Where's he playing next year?
probably not here, but
that's what I mean. So
unless
is this not who he is?
As I've said, he becomes their Michael Pekka, 05-06 Michael Pekka, right?
So Michael Pekka didn't produce anything at all ever?
He did not have a very good season during the regular season with the Oilers, and then he had an excellent postseason, valuable depth player, and then when he left, people were like, "Oh, I wish we had Michael Pekka."
So you were saying that if Connor Brown leaves, people will miss him?
If he has the type of finish to the year that Michael Pekka did in 05-06. And listen, I was like, where could this go? What's a best? That's how I came up with that comparison. It's like, what's a best case scenario for Connor Brown this year? Because the first half of the season is going to be a waste.
I think the best case scenario is to not produce anything and still get awesome opportunity, which is what he's had so far. Like, that's a pretty darn good case scenario for him.
He's fortuitous in that regard, for sure. But what if his body and his timing and the rust comes off down the stretch and into the playoffs, and he becomes an asset to this team who's providing depth scoring, and he has a nice playoff run? I think people would be like, oh, okay, but that first 40 games was absolute dog crap. That could happen. That's what I'm saying. Hey, maybe this is what it becomes. That might be a best case scenario. That's being optimistic. That's where it derived from. In my mind, I'm like, well, how do you salvage this? And is there a comparable out there that Oiler fans could, not all of them, but could relate to and be like, oh yeah, you know what? If that happens, then it's okay. You know?
Do you think he still looks like he's playing hurt?
I think he's looking like a guy that's playing behind. Like, he's not there. Like, he's had a few moments where it's like, oh, look at that. He took the puck to the net finally. Oh, look at that. He won a puck battle. He got lucky when Bedard blew a tire yesterday and got that partial break. Saved, obviously, by Mrazek. And then he got the puck back and then hit the post. That was a good sequence for him. Lucky. But I think those moments and the ones that he's had in the last 3 games may be an indicator that it might be slowly starting to come back to him. But for the most part, 1 point through 20 games is not good. That's just unacceptable. But talking to people from hockey ops, they're like, yeah, we knew he'd have a bad start, but we would hope that it wouldn't be this
bonus
bad.
him a bunch of money next year instead.
Penalize the franchise cap-wise with that money next year.
Man, you hope look, he's in a great
Matthew
spot.
says.
They need somebody to become that 6th forward in the top 6, right?
do.
Like, nobody could. Yamamoto couldn't hold it down.
No.
He did the best with it, I think. Jesse Puljujarvi couldn't hold it down. Who else has had a crack at that?
Ty Ratty.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
I mean, for the last couple of
Perlini.
years, it's been those 2 guys mostly. And now the same thing's happening with Connor Brown from a production level, right? They just can't find. They got 5 awesome guys. They just can't find the 6th one.
Pekka in 0506 for the younger listeners and viewers out there. 71 games, 9 goals, 14 assists, -4. Playoffs, 11 points, 6 goals, 5 assists in 24 games, and he added 20 penalty minutes.
Do we have practice lines?
They are on the ice. They started at noon today.
Okay, so what do you got for I see somebody in the chat saying we got practice lines, and I don't know if they're just suggesting it or.
Let's take a look.
Where did you see the practice lines? Pass it along so we can discuss.
Somewhere on X, of course.
That's correct, Tommy.
That is correct.
Portions of the Oil Stream brought to you by Boston Pizza. If you're looking for a place to watch a game tomorrow night, $1 off tankers of Canadian Coors Light, $5 off medium pizzas as well. You can't get a better deal than that. If you don't want the $5 off the medium pizzas, do we suggest getting the square footer, the knife and forker?
Very good.
That's the new square pizza from Boston Pizza. Absolutely delicious. You can get it in all the restaurants and lounges across the city at very, very many of their locations. Reed Wilkins. There we go. You got him?
I have it. May I?
Okay.
Surveyor Brett, that is a terrible screen grab that you just tweeted out there. Delete it immediately. You want a war?
Delete it immediately.
You want a war? You've got a war with Iwanek. You got one with Gazzola unless you delete that thing.
Jeez Louise.
I'm pumping up his mac and cheese
Surveyor
choice.
Brett's one of the nicest dudes ever. How are we picking wars with Surveyor Brett here?
Awful. Awful screen grab. I saw that, and you tagged me on that noise.
I saw it too. I kind of chuckled. Like, what
Yeah.
what would I have said then?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's get to Reed's tweet here because he's down at practice. Oilers hit the ice 20 minutes ago.
By how good a guy is Reed Wilkins?
One of the best. One of the best. Draisaitl between Janmark and Foegele at practice. Kane not on the ice. Kane also did not take the morning skate yesterday, so maybe he's banged up right now.
Yeah, and maybe not feeling well.
It could be. He wasn't. Him and Brown weren't in top form, to use a soccer term, if you will.
Oh, top form. I like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't know you dropped soccer terms randomly
Not
on the old
always.
stream. Yeah.
I just like some of the terms. Top form. They weren't in top form, let's say. So Janmark and Foegele flanking one Leon Draisaitl, the Deutschland Dangler.
All right, so let's dive into this though, because I said on the show this morning that Draisaitl between Janmark and Fogle was probably just like an in-game thing, and they'd start next game with Brown and Kane and Draisaitl, and McLeod would be back in his regular spot. How much do we read into Leon Draisaitl being between Janmark and Fogle at practice today? And we'll see, because Woody used to do these things where a guy would practice with people and then he just run back the lines to what it was.
Yeah.
He did that once in a while. We don't really know how Knobloch handles it. I feel like Knobloch's not going to just do it for practice. I feel like he's going to practice the way that they play.
Yeah.
So where do you come out on Draisaitl between Janmark and Fogle, and essentially Janmark and Fogle getting the bump to what we would call the second line?
Correct. That is a bump up for those two. I think it's fair to call that what it is. Good on them for being consistent and solid with Ryan McLeod, who continues to struggle to find his game, by the way. I don't know. I think they just those are two wingers. With Kane being nicked up, or it seems like maybe he's nicked up. I don't know. I feel like Chris Knobloch doesn't play the game the way Jay Woodcroft would by throwing
like the
smoke
messing
and
around
mirrors
and
up.
stuff, yeah.
So maybe this is the way they start tomorrow, and they figure with Tampa coming in, even though Tampa's had their struggles this season, especially lately, maybe he figures that this will solidify the top six for now. I mean, we'll see at practice tomorrow or morning skate tomorrow.
It would be hard to not be as productive as Kane, Brown, Draisaitl has been. Like, they really haven't done much.
No, yeah, that's
right.
true.
It's been like during the winning streak, McDavid, Hyman, and Nuge have gone supernova.
Right.
Like those guys, I think the goals during the stretch are like 11-1 at 5-on-5. They've just been dominating play. Bottom six has been contributing a little bit. I think you would just. I think the Draisaitl, Kane, Brown line is just left. It's definitely left some to be desired offensively, which might tie into this discussion of. I'll be interested to see it if he actually starts it with Draisaitl, Janmark, and Fogle tomorrow. I mean, it's not ideal because you'd rather have Draisaitl probably rolling with at least Kane. Mm-hmm. But let's see how it works.
Kane, by the way, just 2 points. He had a 2-point game against New Jersey in his last 5. And then before that, he had points in 1, 2, 3.
Well, he was on a great roll there.
He was on a really nice stretch. And maybe this is going hand in hand with whatever's ailing him right now, keeping him out of these practices, because that is 2 in a row where he hasn't taken the practice in the morning.
Connor F. says, Draisaitl just the third-line center. Sometimes people just don't work out in a franchise. And Lick Fury. Lick Fury. Knobler is not messing around with the top line, so he's pretty much doing the only thing he can do to get Draisaitl going. Right? You know, like back in the day, if you wanted to get Draisaitl going, you put him with McDavid for a bit, but you can't touch McDavid, Hyman, and Nuge. That'd be absolutely a ludicrous idea right now.
That line.
So instead, kind of flip it up there.
That line looks like it's on a power play when it's out there 5-on-5.
It's insane.
Yeah,
it's been doing extremely well right now.
Let's see what Leon's numbers are in the last little bit.
Give me that game log, Tommy.
You want that game log? I like the game log.
Who doesn't like a game
Great
log?
reference.
Give it to us.
Draisaitl, he's got a point in 3 straight, 4 of his last 5.
Were they power play points?
Yeah, I think most of these are power play points. Yeah, one.
The one was a power play goal.
Yesterday was even strength. So power
but
play
he wasn't
points.
on the ice with the guys in, right? That was Gagne who had the assist on that. And
in the last 5, he has power play points in 3 of those 5 games.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of his production is rightly so coming off the power play. He does have some even strike points. But yeah, like I guess for his pace, it's not particular. He's got 33 points this year.
It's not his regular pace, but he's having a nice. It's still a nice year.
He's having a nice year.
Surveyor Brett, who records a lot of our stuff in his phone, says, "Don't forget the Connor Brown bet." So if Connor Brown has 31 points, Tommy owes Dusty chips from Oil Stream November 1st, last 15 minutes of the show. So on November 1st, did I say Brown was going to get 31 points still? Is that what it is, or is this the other way around? Or did you say it?
Maybe I feel like I said Connor Brown.
Yeah, so you would owe me chips.
Yeah.
I owe you chips if he does get 31.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You want to shake on that now? Let's do that. Where if the bet was not original, we're reversing it. Because you're pro Connor Brown guy now. And I'm like...
Well, I'm like, optimistic.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
It would be very good for them if he could start producing.
Right. That's how I look
like
at it.
I'm not even sitting here being like, produce at the level we expect you to produce at. I'm just saying, produce something.
Yeah.
Right? There's been nothing. And has some of it maybe been bad luck? Sure, maybe some of it's been bad luck. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, if we're updating that, Brett, that bet there, Brett, let's throw that in there.
Good memory. Delete that damn screen grab. Has he? No.
Hey, boys, I've been thinking this for the last 4 to 5 games with Draisaitl. You can text us. This is like, we've been doing Oil Stream for a long time. It's become a very successful podcast for sure. Since September, we've kind of turned it into a live show here with you on Edmonton Sports Talk. One of the great additions to the new show is the text line and the nasty chat. I mean, we used to just basically do it on Twitter. And we had some good comments on Twitter, but the nasty chat and the text line completely changed the game for the Oil Stream. It makes it going from like 25 minutes to an hour. No problem.
Full-blown show.
The Liquid Beaver is in and says, hey, boys, I've been thinking about this for the last 4 to 5 games with Draisaitl. Do you think he needs to go to the middle of the ice more? I feel like he's been hugging the perimeter a little bit. Thoughts? Thank you for the text, Liquor Beaver. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. Oh. Oh.
Oh, it hit.
Well, no, the name's the Liquid Beaver. Oh. Whoever put his name in the system put it in as Liquid Beaver. That's why I didn't think anything of it. But then he signs him as Liquor Beaver. And
when did beavers start drinking?
Okay. I thought it was Liquid Beaver. He'll be Liquid Beaver to me forever. Anyway, you got me, man. Congratulations. Tommy, your thoughts on
has he been on the
Liquor
perimeter?
Beavers thing? Yeah.
Great handle. Let's start there. Of
course you would say.
Oh, boy.
How lewd.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, his area of the ice where he scores, especially obviously on the power play, is that spot, right? I don't know. Maybe he hasn't taken pucks hard to the net lately. Maybe he has been dancing around the perimeter more. It's funny watching his body language because you can tell when he doesn't hide his frustration very well, or I don't think he cares to.
Yeah. It's not like he's hiding. He just doesn't care what people think, I think. Which is, that's a level of confidence.
Trust me, he does not give two hoots about what most others think. Yeah, does he need to go to the greasy areas more? I don't know. It seems to be working. Like when the team's having success, he's still getting points. I know they're not necessarily 5-on-5 points. All of this season, it feels like, too, he hasn't been on, and I'm using air quotes if you're just listening to us via the audio stream. But he's still finding ways to accumulate points, and I don't think he's nicked up. I don't think he's injured. I just think it's been a year where it's been slightly off for him, and he's not producing the way we're used to him producing, and he's still getting his points. So, I don't know. Maybe he gets pissed off and starts going to the net more, but it seems like he has been kind of just, working his way around the outside, trying to be opportunistic rather than creating,
Yeah, but Draisaitl's never been a big, barrel down the middle guy. Draisaitl makes a ton of his plays, backhand, forehand, whatever.
Yeah.
Off the boards.
He works his way outside in, but it feels like he's just hung out to maybe that's
you're saying he's not trying to work out, because you're right, 80% of his game in the offensive zone is usually lurking from the outside in. So
and
you're saying he's not trying to work in as
middle.
much.
Yeah, maybe he's just not making a concerted effort to dive into the middle as he did at years and times prior. Maybe that changes. That's an easy thing. Like at some point you'd be like, well, I'm not going to the middle of the ice. I should venture in there a little bit more or push his way into it. And he might do that. A guy like him can turn it on whenever he wants, it feels like. And he's in the height of his career. But I think Senor Beaver makes an astute observation.
I'm going to call him Liquid Bartholomew Beaver. Just in honor of you, Tommy.
You would. Yes.
This text is in at 780-218-9998 and says, the Liquor Beavers is my fantasy team. Why can't we all grow up? I don't know why everybody just can't grow up.
I think that's funny.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of giggling.
Yeah.
But I think that's a fair observation. But with him, it's like, well, maybe he just doesn't feel the need to. And that's why he's only at 33 points as opposed to something like 40 points or closer to Kucherov this year. Know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying? Hey, any date update? Somebody's asking about that right off the top.
Oh, tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight.
Okay, so this is date 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? You're
and what's
like
the plan,
third
buddy?
person.
Well, I'm not
whoever
asking. I'm passing along a text here.
Someone else texted me the other day asking about that. Oh, I don't know what we're doing. I should figure that out.
Do you want to switch nights with me? I'll go on your date and you can handle my kids.
No.
Ah.
What an offer, though.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought my wife's got a bunch of stuff. She's doing a bunch of shopping today and stuff. So I'm on daddy duty for the rest of the day. You can pick them up from school. You can get them ready quickly for a hockey practice. You can take them to a hockey practice and you can go get them some Subway. Actually, I got to be careful because if Tam's still listening, it's not even the joke about going on your date, but I was going to say we're going to get Popeyes for supper. And she's like, don't feed the kids Popeyes.
Why?
Popeyes are for adult. I don't know. She just she
Subway's-
tries to make her so Tam has this thing where like our kids can eat Subway all the time.
Yeah.
But like the only like fast food we have here's the two situations in which my kids are allowed fast food basically. The odd weekend we'll get McDonald's breakfast.
Okay.
When we go see the Christmas lights during the holidays out at Radtork or whatever the raceway is called, we get Wendy's for the truck drive out. I don't know. It's just been like, it's become a tradition.
Wendy's is good.
And then the odd time, she'll allow them to have like a chicken wrap from Dairy Queen. The odd time. And that's about it. And I'm always like, come on, let's go. Let's get them in on the,
Tam,
let's get them in the Popeyes here, you know? It's killing me.
What do you think of this? Because I live right by it. Is skating at the
Is that a date?
Ice District, is that good?
Buddy, I'd say this. If you took me skating at the Ice District, I'd view it as pretty
And
romantic.
we'd hold hands?
Well, we'd be wearing gloves.
Yeah, but
Like winter gloves.
of course.
Yeah.
But and then
I think I'd rather put my arm out like this and you could put your arm in it.
but
Yeah.
then like one of us would pull each other. And
You
one
should try to
skating
do the dirty dancing thing where you hold her above your head like
back.
this.
Yeah, I'll break my back doing that.
So you don't even know what you're doing yet.
No, I got to figure
But
it
you're in charge of this. So did you tell her I got the plans?
out. No, I think it's just kind of like understood.
Oh, wow.
We went for dinner the first one.
Yeah. I remember
So
that. You had the pasta
I mean, it was so good.
instead of the steak frites.
She got the
I remember
steak
this
frites.
update. This is a great second date update. What is this, Virgin Radio? Plus, by the way, those are all scripted, just so you know.
Yeah, they're all scripted.
Yeah, it's all scripted. There's never dates. There's nothing. It's all scripted.
How dare you blow their cover?
I'm sorry. I mean,
don't work with
Sorry,
them
man.
anymore.
FM radio is a lot of scripted stuff.
Yeah, this is true.
You can tell that we're not scripted stuff. I just asked to take Tommy's date on the date tonight.
I didn't even know.
That wasn't
I didn't
in
have
the
anything.
script.
I actually got in my car on my way to the studio today. I was like, oh, yeah. I wonder what we're doing. Oh, yeah.
Had
it's
you
on me.
forgotten about the date?
I
when you
have
woke up
not
this morning?
forgotten. I actually
Wow.
texted her the other day. I'm like, we still good for Monday? And she's like, we're going on Wednesday. Oh, yeah, okay.
Huh.
So maybe I did. It's been
So you don't have
busy.
any plans? What?
No, we do have plans. It's just I have to iron them out.
No, you don't have plans. You can't say you have plans. You don't have a plan yet.
The intention is there, and the agreement is in
But
place.
that's not a plan.
That's the start of a plan. Any recommendations, fire those my way. 780-218-9999.
Now
Paris
he's
Jewelers.
taking recommendations for a date that he's supposed to plan right here on the oil stream.
Yeah. Derek Venance says, I want to see Tommy and Dusty recreate the skating scene from Elf.
Oh, I thought you meant Blades of Glory.
That's what I was thinking,
Where they
too.
slide into
Yeah.
each other's junk. You could do Iron Lotus, but you have to throw me.
Oh, boy.
That would be a tough one.
What's Gager saying here?
What is Gager? Where's this?
In the nasty chat. Do you see it?
McLeod is like, oh, I get it. I know it. I'm not even looking.
Okay.
McLeod is like two trailer park girls round the outside.
Ah.
Round the outside. Right, Gager? Big Slim Shady guy myself. Saw him at
Well done.
Squamish. That was a long day. But Gager, that's what you're going for, right? I nailed it.
Duck Dad says 1-putt indoor golf. That's a great idea. Now, I don't know if she golfs.
Well, there's no better way to find out than by taking her to 1-putt. And you know what tonight is too, actually.
Date night.
Tonight is $69 date night.
That's right.
Which
You
kind
know.
of sets the tone. And you get $20 of drink credits as well. So you can definitely do date night. And then who knows, maybe in a few years you're taking her to Family Sundays.
Stop that. Shut up.
I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take you to pop the question with this girl, you know?
Well, I don't even know what I'm doing on the second date.
You don't even probably know her middle name at this point,
It's
right?
Bartholomew.
Her middle name is Bartholomew. My God, dude, stop! I'm dead. I'm dead already.
Stop.
God,
Stop it.
You know, Tommy, that might have been one of the funniest things you've ever said to me, dude. I'm not gonna lie. That was that was well timed. That was well timed. Wednesdays are our date night. But they've also got the Winter League going on right now. One Putt, visit them at oneputt.ca, the number one, oneputt.ca, and /league if you want to get more details on this league. But One Putt Virtual Golf's Winter League sign-up is now open. 8 weeks of flexible 18-hole league games you can play based on your schedule. So it's all around your schedule. Starts December 27th. Will end on February 18th. You can play your league games with friends who are not in the league as well. You can just go and play your games with them. I know you got something coming up here.
Yeah, I've got something.
You can sign up for $50 or $350 to get the 8 hours of golf and then your league fees, or you can just pay the league fees at $50 and then just pay for your hours as you work your way through the league season. www.oneputt.ca/league or follow them on Instagram at oneputtYeg. And if you want a really good feel for what these guys got going on over there, I do suggest hopping on their Instagram account at oneputtYeg. They've got some good videos up there. They got the 6 TrackMan bays. It just looks like a really good time. So yeah, you can do that. What do you got? What do you got there?
The universe works in mysterious ways because she did message me and said, "Hey, how's your day going?" So clearly we're trying to figure things out.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of those things.
It's like connect.
Yeah.
It's like the electrons.
Yeah, like she knew you were talking about her.
Or
we're
talking about.
She's watching the oil stream right now.
Guaranteed she's not.
And it's like, Tommy totally forgot about our date
No, I
tonight,
didn't
so I
forget.
should text him.
I did not forget. She is reminding me, though, by nicely saying, "Hey, how's your day going?" And I have to come up with something clever. If I said, "Do you want to go?"
So when are you going to come up with a plan? Like, when do you get this thing locked in?
Well, we have some things to do this afternoon.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we got a couple. We're going to the mall to shoot some stuff.
So I'll drag it out by responding nicely.
Yeah.
And saying, "What are you in the mood for?" Like if I
that's a good
suggested
one. I like
one
that.
putt, like I don't know.
What are you in the
goes,
mood for? Yeah.
What are you feeling?
You know what? I do
Dinner
think
again?
the skating thing, Tommy, that's a Casanova move, man. I'm not going to lie.
And to those that are suggesting that Dusty and I go on dates, it's like we're on a date every time we're here together.
Pretty much.
It's all love.
Deontay says, anyone, what is the number we can text the show at? Are you joking? Because I say the number all the time. I feel like it's like one of those things where like, stop saying the number. But just in case, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Guys, if you guys noticed the 5v5 deployment, McDavid is getting Bouchard and Ekholm most of the time, and Draisaitl is getting Nurse and Ceci. Thoughts on this, Tommy?
I did notice the Ekholm-Bouchard combination with the McDavid line, very fortuitous for both the forward unit and the defense right now. They're playing great. I personally think both pairs are really good and both bring a lot to the table. Obviously, offensively, Bouchard, Ekholm.
Aren't you putting Bouchard with McDavid just for the offense? I mean,
that
just
pass
because
Bouchard made the other day was a thing of beauty, and then I think he fired like a little sauce, like the sauce that these guys and the zip that's on it. Even McDavid's sauce pass to Nugent Hopkins yesterday was unbelievable. So the connection is real there for sure. Great situation to have two pairs that you can rely on that can pop in a little bit of offense and can provide steady defensive play, or at least are now finally providing steady defensive play. Yes, I have noticed that, though. I'm like, oh, Ekholm and Bouchard.
That's kind of how it is. They're rolling them out there. Like,
and that's fine. It's working. That's fine. That's how I view it. It's like, this is good. Keep it going. Keep it going. If you need to switch it up or something's not, you need to change up the matchups, go for it. But right now it works really nice. And I did notice it last night.
Bouchard is going to cost them $10+ million if this keeps up.
Are we surprised?
Well, I mean, I'd be a little surprised because
I know.
I mean, the
like
offense is always going to cash it. If he's going to get $10+ million, man, it would have to be. He'd have to continue to play that way that he's played lately, where he hasn't been costing them a bunch of goals against.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
No, he's been just steady. Outlet passes have been good. No yips. And Ekholm, his health is obviously better, and he's been much, much better. So this is the way the defense was expected to be going into the season, where it's like, all right, you've got two pretty solid pairs if Nurse settles down, which he has. He's been very good lately. Cece's been consistent. Kulak getting in on the forecheck yesterday to help set up the Gagne goal.
Knocked it loose. Didn't get an assist on it. But
No, and even though he's been a minus player this year, I think a lot of that was the start of the year where he had like 4 or 5 pretty rough games, and then he's been really good since. And now Vinny Desharnais, we're not seeing as much complaints about Vinny Desharnais, and he's making steady heads-up plays, and he seems calmer now. Is this the Paul Coffey effect? Maybe. Paul Coffey yesterday at practice took like the whole defensive group and had like a good 5-minute chat with them and then ran them through some drills. I noticed that yesterday.
We were playing a fun game on our show today where we credit Paul Coffey for everything that's happening in our lives.
He is getting a lot of credit right now.
There's a lot of good text messages about that today, too.
What was the best one? Do you remember?
Geez, there were so many good ones. The one, I can't remember it entirely, but it was like I got T-boned by a deer, and the only mark on my truck was 2 inches of fur and something. And he's like, "Thanks, Paul Coffey." Like he saved it. There's a lot of really good awesome Paul Coffey texts on the show today.
Hey.
Chris, go ahead.
Oh, Damon Bunting, straight to not the text line to me, says, "I'll be your ears here because he'll be our eyes here because he's at Oilers practice right now."
Oh yeah, that's right. Open
practice. He says Knobloch runs pretty tight practices by the looks of it. Hey, yeah, they're very businesslike. Much like Chris Knobloch.
Was Woodcroft not businesslike?
No, he was also pretty efficient.
Okay. All right.
They both run pretty steady practices.
Well, you don't want to waste any time.
There's not a lot of board
It's not like you got a bunch of U11s that you got to bring back over and show them everything 9 times, right? Like
No. And Knobloch, whereas Woodcroft would do a lot of flow and pace, Knobloch does, at least from what I've seen, there's some unique drills that he runs. Like they're painting like big squares on the ice and having the guys work on the outside. There's one in the one zone where the one net was in front of the other, and you can't go to. It was interesting, but Woodcroft did some of those too. So it's not like they're completely different in that regard. And both the guys run a tight practice. But this is Damon Bunting, our good friend, saying, "Hey, he runs a tight practice."
Bunting's coming by tomorrow.
Is he?
I'm shooting a Christmas video with him tomorrow morning.
Excellent.
So he's going to swing by here. I'm really hoping he brings us more of those waters.
Yes, I have some in my fridge at home.
You've been holding back on the DBs for us? We've been dying for some H2O
What do you
over
mean?
here.
We go to Costco and get like
I know, but these ones are
500
branded
for
by Bunting.
$3.
Like
Yeah, I know.
it's way cooler. It's way cooler.
I got a date recommendation. Take her bowling. Request the lane with bumpers on the far side, made for kids. Then get upset when you don't throw a strike. Best way to lock her up. Hashtag win or nothing. That's from Connor.
Well, and this text is in. There's no name on it, but it says, Tommy, second date is teach a skill.
What?
Victoria Skating Loop.
That is a great spot.
I've never been.
It is so. Is it open?
I don't know. I've been flooding like crazy.
Yeah. Is
The rink's all. It's not skatable. Yeah, well, one end, Dave's, but it's a little bit of a lean. So I got to drop probably another 4 or 5 inches on there before you can skate on that.
I did see Clausen say that today's going to be warm.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like plus 4 or 5 today, I think.
I can't imagine the skating. That's a great. I've done that before. It's fantastic. Oh, this is a good one. I like this strategy. Tommy, just ask your date to guess where you are going, and whatever she says, you say, "Are you psychic? How did you know?" And then roll with it. That is brilliant.
That is where do you think we're going? Well, I think we're going here. What?
How did you know?
Whoa, we're on the same wavelength.
Whoa.
This is nuts. Wow.
That is so good. Love this.
That's pretty funny, actually.
That is really well played.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's really well done. Portions of the Oil Stream brought to you by our great partners over at Coolbet, where we were hosed last night. Did you hear about the CST parlay?
I saw it in the nasty
My God.
chat. What happened?
My God.
I was surprised you were up so late, by the way.
Dude, I don't sleep,
I
man.
know.
It's simple as that. I'm rewatching Suits again.
Great show.
No, I just put it on while I work.
That is a great
So I was
show.
watching the post game. I had Suits on, like season 1, episode 3. It just started.
Are you a Donna guy or a Scotty guy? I'm
Scotty. I love Scotty. I also love Rachel. I like Rachel a lot.
I'm hit or miss
but
with her.
Scotty's the one for me because she was in Timeless, which is a really good time travel show.
You love time
And I
travel.
loved her in Timeless. So Scotty is Scotty's the one for me.
Scott, I want to tell you something about
I
Scotty
know. No,
off the
I
air.
was going to tell you about Scotty off the air.
I'm very aware.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move along here. 780-218-9999. Tube Socks is in and says, Bunting is a liar. I'm at practice right now, and he has them playing freeze tag. That would be funny, actually. Tube Socks.
Oh, Tube
good, good text. But yeah, the EST parlay last night over at
Yes,
Quebec, we
this
got
was
hosts.
crazy.
So we had McDavid, over 1.5 points.
Yep.
Done. No problem. And then we went crazy last night. We had Hyman, Nuge, Bouchard, and Draisaitl all to get a point.
Yep.
They all got a point.
did.
We had the Oilers to win by 2 or more. They won by 2 or more. We just needed them to score 5 goals. We needed them to get 5 goals. They got their 4th goal, 30 seconds into the 3rd period.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm thinking, oh, we're hitting this for sure.
And then
it was
Connor Brown
plus
hits
535.
the post. Oh.
Brown hit a post. Hyman had a really good look
Yeah.
with 6 minutes left where he kind of got in. I thought for sure, I was like, Hyman's the hero that the ESC parlay needs. And he was not able to get that one done either. But yeah, that kind of sucked. Although I don't know if you were listening this morning. You hear I love Zach Hyman?
You love him?
I do.
I did hear some of that.
Zach
actually.
Hyman is the perfect. Here I go again. If you were watching or listening this morning, you know what I'm about to say. But Zach Hyman is the perfect hockey player. He works extremely hard all the time. He has the offensive ability to play with elites. If you needed Zach Hyman to be on on an Olympic team 3rd line, Zach Hyman would be perfect in that spot. I'm not saying he does. I think, was it Stoff the other day that tweeted Nuge, McDavid, Hyman a line at the Olympics in 2 years? I was like, I don't know, man. Probably not, but who knows?
Yeah, okay.
But Zach Hyman could play on any team in any sport ever for me. He seems like a great dude.
Yeah.
He's a children's author. He's a family man.
Video game guy.
If you need him to kill penalties, he'll kill penalties. He's never put in a bad spot defensively. Have you've been doing post-game show for a long time now, whether it's at 1260 or here. When have you ever gone on to a post-game? Because I was talking about this morning, doing the morning show the day after the games.
Yep.
I don't ever remember coming in and being like, man, you know who let them down last night? Zach Hyman. You know who cost them that goal over there last night? Zach Hyman. You know who really didn't seem to have his legs last night? Zach Hyman. It never, ever, ever happens. He's just as consistent as they come, man.
In the 3 seasons he's been here, or 2.5, whatever it's been, it only a couple of times have something come up. When he doesn't get a point for a couple of games or he's not around it, someone's like, what's up with Zach Hyman? Is he okay? And then he'll be back to being
always
consistent.
around it. There might not be
He
points,
is always
but
around it.
he's always in the mix. Better player, Ryan Smith, Zach Hyman.
Well, Zach Hyman's a bit of a late bloomer. Ryan Smith was already a star early in his career when he had that 39-goal season, and that expectation, 30 to 40, was always there. I think Zach Hyman gives you more defensively.
Yeah, I think Zach Hyman's a better hockey player.
More well-rounded player than Ryan Smith. But Zach Hyman, although last year 80-plus points at the height of his career, he might be more of an impact player than Ryan Smith. Although Smith, for a few years, was just between 01 and 06 was really, really good. Really, really good. Now Hyman's kind of in that phase of his career. That's a tough one. I think he's a more well-rounded player.
I think if I had to take a guy to put on a team,
Yeah.
I think I'd probably go Zach Hyman. Well, no, I would. I've just confessed my love for this dude.
Yeah.
Zach Hyman would be the guy for me. But Carson makes an interesting point. Ryan Smith never had McDavid and Draisaitl and played in an era where scoring was tougher. Mm-hmm. So, that's a fair one.
He did have Dougie Waite, Billy Guerin, Anson Carter.
Yeah, there's some good guys there.
There's some good guys in
Play
there.
with Dougie Waite for a little while. You'd probably be all right.
Yeah. Mark Lanigan says, Tommy, what if she says the ballet? Then I guess I'm going to the ballet.
Going to the ballet because they had the exact same thought. But what if the
How did you
what if
know?
the ballet sold out, Tommy?
Oh, shoot.
Oh, I got tickets for tomorrow. That's
yeah. Isn't tomorrow game day? I don't know. Anyway. This is funny.
Duck Dad says, I had no idea why the Oilers got him at first, but this was an amazing signing going back to Hyman. I remember when, I said it this morning on the show, like when they got Hyman, Drager and stuff, we were on the old station at the time, and he was like, you're going to love him because every single team, like the Leafs wanted a Zach Hyman on every single line.
Yeah.
Like imagine you've got Zach Hyman with McDavid, and then instead of Connor Brown with Draisaitl, you also had Zach Hyman with Leon Draisaitl.
That would be wonderful.
You want 4 Zach Hymans on your team, all down the right side. Hyman. Just like that.
Yeah. People talk about Verana. That might be it for him in the NHL.
Think so?
That might be. That's a tough go.
All right, before we wrap, buddy, what's the final word on the date here tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out. What?
I don't know. I feel like if you want a third date, you would have properly planned the second date.
No, I know. That's very valid.
You're a mess.
I am.
All right. That's going to do it for another day here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Tell your friends. We like to have a lot of laughs while at the same time giving you that in-depth sports conversation that you're looking for. And you got it here today. We'll be back tomorrow morning on the Nielsen Show to get you up and running at 6 o'clock as the Oilers look to make it 9 in a row and tie a franchise record. Hopefully we'll have more confirmation on this Spengler Cup Bruce Boudreau thing.
Ooh.
Which would just, I might not come home. I might just go wherever he's going. So that could end up being a pretty good time as well. For Tom Gazzola, I am Dustin Nielson. Thank you to Popeyes and Boston Pizza and CoolBet and One Putt Virtual Golf for helping us present you with the Oil Stream. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. We will talk to you tomorrow morning.